Your net worth is your network.
No, it's the other way around.
Your network is your net worth.
That's quite a popular saying now, isn't it?
Oh, well, of course it is. So the really big question is how to talk to strangers and how to network.
Alright, so let me tell you a little story before we dive into Stranger Things.
Pun intended.
So, once upon a time, I knew this douchebag of a boss. He was one of those loud and obnoxious types. Nobody really liked him. And he once told me,
It's not about your technical know-how. It's about your technical know-who.
and basically he was telling the story about how he quickly climbed the corporate ladder.
#nepotism.
Anyway, this bloke was raking in upwards of $20,000 a month.
Hang on a minute, how did you know this?
Well, I knew this kid from HR and he knew a lot of people's salaries and he seemed to like me. And apparently if people like you, they tell you stuff.
And information is power.
Well, the point is, be nice to people and you're in for a treat. And don't be a douchebag. So, how do you network with someone?
The best would be if a mutual connection introduces you, but sometimes you gotta go solo, yeah? Be confident like John Rambo.
But don't go commando, eh?
Pun intended. The first thing you gotta do before you go in guns blazing is to have a strategy. Observe your target.
Like, oh my god, what are you wearing?
What are they doing? Is the situation suitable for conversation, or are they in some kind of rush?
And the next thing to do is find your opening gambit, which is the icebreaker, the topic of your conversation. So this could be an object they're holding. So let's say someone walks into a lift with a shopping bag. You could say,
Wow, that's quite a bit of shopping there. Anything special on sale? And it could be anything really. It could be a book they're reading, it could be a cup of coffee, it could be a t-shirt they're wearing. As long as it brings up conversation and not in a creepy way. So keep a neutral tone of voice while you're at it. And you gotta remember, timing is super critical in situations like this. So you'd best initiate conversation ASAP or it might get awkward. I've also networked with some big shots who were hanging around waiting for an event to start just by complimenting their suit and asking them, hey, that's a nice suit, where'd you get it from? And they just started going on about their suits because, they like suits.
and once you've broken the ice, try to get the other person to talk about what their interests are and what they're passionate about.
And this will help you get into their good books because people love to talk about what they're passionate about. So keep listening and keep engaging. One thing to keep in mind is your tone and your body language. Don't cross your arms, keep an open posture, and always make eye contact. Just stay calm and collected. Think Keanu Reeves or any other person that you look up to. But John Wick is way too cool.
Alright, just don't do anything Mr. Bean would do, eh?
And last but not least, network wisely and carefully. Not everyone wants to be your friend, and you never know if you've just befriended a Joe Goldberg until it's too late. So be thorough in sussing people out, and in the case of big shots, and more often than not, they won't play with you unless you're at their level, especially if they haven't heard about you.
Alright, so I hope you've enjoyed this episode. Have a nice day and we'll see you in the next 3 minutes.